news, pedaling with a purpose. We'll show you a Plymouth teen's push to stay active and fit while supporting a good cause. Plus, changes coming to a popular park, how they're aimed at stopping an invasive species. But first, redefining senior living.
It gives us a peace of mind that you can't find anywhere else.
12 News starts right now. Hello, everyone. After 2 years of construction, a new senior living community in Plymouth is now open for business.
Trillium Woods is a $161 million project that resembles an all-inclusive resort. And as Elaine Cleveland reports, developers hope it redefines the way some seniors live and age in the Twin Cities.
It officially opened on July 6th of this year.
Located on 46 acres of land in Plymouth is a sprawling senior living complex known as Trillium Woods.
Definitely will, yep.
Rick and Bonnie Weatherman are two of the newest residents. The couple lived in a Plymouth home for the past 18 years and decided to downsize.
We knew there were some things that we would have to remove from our lives, but it worked out very, very well.
Trillium Woods offers spacious apartments, a salon, a fitness center, a full-service bar, and multiple dining centers.
Here at Trillium Woods, they would not have to make their meals because we do have full dining services for them.
Essentially, it's made to feel like an all-inclusive resort for seniors.
Anybody who is interested in providing a carefree lifestyle would be very interested in living here at Trillium Woods.
While the amenities are nice, the Weathermans say the fact that it's a continuing care retirement community is the big draw.
We're going to make sure we are in the appropriate hands to be comfortable as we were aging and as we needed more and more care, that there would be a facility there to handle that for us and it would not be dependent on our families having to come running every time something happened.
Trillium Woods provides 3 levels of care: independent living, assisted living, and skilled care.
We have here at Trillium Woods a life care contract, which means that we promise to take care of you for the rest of your life, including the same monthly service fee.
For these services, residents have to pay a one-time entrance fee between $297,000 and $1 million, on top of a monthly fee between $3,000 and $4,700. The Weathermans say it's a worthwhile cost as they live out their golden years.
It makes life much simpler, much more straightforward, and gives us a peace of mind that you can't find anywhere else.
In Plymouth, Elaine Cleveland, 12 News.
Construction on the entire Trillium Woods complex should be complete by October, and it already has plans to expand in the next 2 years.
A cab driver from Brooklyn Park faces up to 23 years in prison for sexually assaulting a passenger. Jason Banks was convicted this week on criminal sexual conduct charges. According to the criminal complaint, Banks gave a ride to a woman from a bar in Spring Lake Park. The woman was extremely intoxicated and remembered waking up with Banks sexually assaulting her in the back seat. Banks will be sentenced in October.
What's a weekend without another road closure? This weekend, Highway 100 will be closed in both directions between I-394 and Crosstown Highway 62. The closure takes effect at 10 tonight and lasts until 5 Monday morning. Brooklyn Center wants to know what people think about hotels in the city by conducting an online survey. The city especially wants to hear from people who have stayed at the hotels. City Manager Kurt Bogany says the survey will help determine whether there's a need to make changes in how the city handles the hotels.
Many of our hotel managers and operators do a fantastic job in terms of maintenance and operation of their hotels, and we find that some of them could do, we think, in our opinion, could do better. So we're trying to determine what's the best way to affect the change and to make sure that when people come to visit Brooklyn Center and stay at one of our hospitality hotels, that they have a great experience.
The survey asks questions about cleanliness, safety, and interactions with hotel guests. It can be found on the city's website.
There will be some noticeable changes at Wirth Park in the next few weeks.
It's going to be a pretty big visual change immediately after the brush mowing occurs.
Mowers, chainsaws, and volunteers pulling weeds by hand will be at work attacking buckthorn. Buckthorn has become so pervasive at Wirth Park, park officials say it's impossible for oak trees to regenerate.
When you're walking through the woods, you'll be able to see the gorgeous large oaks that have been there for hundreds of years, but you'll also just be able to see where you're going. Right now, if you're out on some of those trails, you're kind of walking in a corridor of buckthorn, and then the trees are there, but it's really hard to appreciate them.
A meeting is planned at the Wirth Chalet on Tuesday to show park users what is being planned.
After 18 years, an Osseo business is closing its doors.
You and I are trying to save ourselves as the island is sinking. We're trying to save the world as this pandemic's going on. It's fantastic.
If you've stopped by a novel place, you know owner Marcy Redmond is a game and book lover. She and her husband Kevin first operated a used bookstore on Central Avenue. Then they moved to County Road 81. As the Kindle and Nook started changing the book business, they added more games. For the last year, a novel place sold games only from a location on 3rd Street.
People say, well, what's your dream job? This is it. This was it, you know, but now it's time to try something else, and it's really hard to figure out what I'm going to try.
A novel place will close for good on Saturday, August 22nd.
A ceremony honoring the first inductees of the Minnesota Wrestling Hall of Fame will be held in Robbinsdale on Sunday. The first two inductees, Vern Gagne and Larry Hennig, have Robbinsdale roots. They're part of a very decorated history of wrestling at Robbinsdale High School. The school won 7 state championships in the 1940s and was state champions and contenders in many years following.
For Robbinsdale, they always were the wrestlers to beat. They were the gold standard, probably because of the fact that they started out with big, strong, healthy athletes and had wonderful coaching.
The ceremony starts at noon at the Robbinsdale History Museum. Larry Hennig and Vern Gagne's son, Greg, are expected to be there. It is free to attend. Coming up, a unique way some local health clinics are encouraging kids to get fit.
Then later in sports, we gear up for the football season with a visit to Providence Academy.
But first, a sauna-like Saturday, followed by showers and thunderstorms on Sunday. The childhood obesity rate in the United States is improving, but it is still high.
According to the CDC, obesity now affects 1 in 6 kids in the U.S. As Sonia Goins reports, a unique program in Minnesota is hoping to change that.
Just getting out there and doing any physical activity is good.
13-year-old Kyle Swensen of Plymouth is pretty active. Each season he participates in 3 different sports.
I have done about 5 or 6 triathlons throughout my career.
He's currently training for the Breakaway Kids Tri, which is put on by a group called CycleHealth.
I have something to train for because if I were to just sit at home, I wouldn't be ready for the races that I'm going to be doing.
CycleHealth sponsors endurance-based events throughout the metro. The goal is to encourage kids and teens to be active.
Just thinking that I can make myself feel better and make my body healthier by doing this.
This summer, Kyle kept tabs on his workout progress. Over a 1-month time period, he did the equivalent of an Ironman triathlon.
2.4 mile swim, a 112-mile bike, a 26.2-mile run.
Local clinics like South Lake Pediatrics in Plymouth are prescribing the program to their patients.
Getting kids talking about how do we be more active is a step in the right direction. Literally, no pun intended.
Race participants also do a community service project. This time around, they're raising money to save a camp for kids with cancer. So far, Kyle has raised more than $4,500, but over the years, he's brought in a whole lot more.
Throughout my career, I have raised, I think, just under $100,000.
He says it feels good to help others while staying active at the same time.
I think I will do pretty good just because I've been swimming a lot and I've been biking and running.
In Plymouth, Sonia Goins, 12 News.
The Breakaway Kids Tri is Saturday, August 15th at Lake Rebecca Park Reserve in Rockford, and we wish him the best of luck. How impressive is that? Not only the fundraising, but the athletic ability too.
Both things together, that is really remarkable.
Yeah, he'll do well. Coming up, we'll explain how your entire family can enjoy a movie outdoors.
But first in sports, the Breck Mustangs are featured in our prep football training camp report. John Jacobson has that and more when we come back.
Providence Academy has built a strong small school football program over the past decade. The Lions are coming off a 9-win season and are one of 2 schools featured today in our prep football training camp reports.
A strong senior class from the fall of 2014 is gone from the Providence football team, one that helped guide the Lions to an unbeaten regular season. But the 2015 Lions expect to be very good again this fall.
I think we have a lot of talent coming in this year, and I think we're going to do a good job replacing it. We got a lot of options, a lot of speedy, athletic guys, so I think we'll be all right.
I feel good about our brain work, the mental part of the game. This is a smart group, it's a coachable group, so we can work through a lot of things that way and iron out a lot of the details, and we've been able to do that this week already.
Among the experienced players back is senior Henry Van Dellen, now entering his 3rd season as the team's starting quarterback. Will Johnson will be all over the field, seeing time at receiver, running back, and defensively at cornerback. Matt Richardson is another two-way starter at defensive end and tight end, while Gavin Blomberg moves from right tackle to left tackle on the offensive line. District scheduling is new in Minnesota football this fall. The Lions sometimes have had trouble finding enough competitive games. The new format should help.
It provides us with a more competitive schedule than we've had in the past, and I think that's going to help our program grow, and so we're looking forward to it.
I definitely like it. I like we're playing a little bit of bigger teams, some different teams we've never played before, get experience some new challenges.
For the seniors at Providence Academy, the long 1.5-year wait for a new turf field and stadium is nearly over, and they can't wait.
It means so much to finally get to play on the turf. We've been hearing about it for years, so it's awesome to see it finally out here.
Here's the rundown on the Lions. They were 9-1 last season under head coach Derek Ashey. 8 starters in all return for the Lions, who are at home next Saturday night against Breck. And speaking of Breck, the Mustangs played and lost to Providence 3 times last year. And as Jason Malillo reports, those losses are a big motivation for this upcoming season.
Last year is last year, but losing to a team 3 times in one season is hard to forget.
It gnaws at them. They're competitive kids, and I think in my time here we've only beat them once.
The last of those 3 losses to Providence came in the section playoffs and ended Breck's season, so the Mustangs are eager for a crack at the Lions on opening night.
It's a rivalry, that's for sure. We had them first game last year, and back then we had 3 weeks to prepare. This year we only have 2. So I mean, there's definitely a sense of urgency out here. And I've been talking to the seniors, and they really want to get out on their field and beat them.
Breck definitely has a lot of potential. Two-way standout Charlie Gamer will play receiver and linebacker. Running back Levi Selness will be the man in the backfield after rushing for more than 800 yards and scoring 8 touchdowns last year. And Northwestern recruit Ramad Cheku Bowman will be a playmaker all over the field.
There's only one ball, and it's got to get spread around, and we're going to be better if we're versatile.
Go! At quarterback, Peter Lillyhog will call the signals. The senior was the backup last year, but started in the first round of the section playoffs and tossed 3 touchdown passes to lead the Mustangs to victory.
That really proved to me that I can play with teams. Before that game, I didn't know I was playing till about an hour beforehand. So I think the nerves, but then also knowing that I had teammates supporting me was really helpful.
Breck certainly won't be the biggest or deepest team, but the Mustangs have smart and dedicated players, and they'll try to use that to their advantage. Jason Malillo, 12 Sports.
Here's a look at the Mustangs, who were 6-4 in 2014. John Martin starts his 2nd season as head coach. 9 starters return. As we said, they are at Providence Academy next Saturday night. With football season openers 1 week away, Armstrong High School is holding a fundraiser and community event this Saturday. There'll be games, face painting, food, and a 7-on-7 flag football games between the Armstrong football moms. Gates open at noon. The moms will kick off at 1:30 at Armstrong Stadium. It is a fundraiser, and admission is $5 for adults and $3 for students and seniors. Kids 10 and under are free. So it'll be a fun day. Very warm day tomorrow at Armstrong.
You get to see where all the players get their moves.
That's right.
Their moms, apparently.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, John.
Coming up, enjoy the night with an outdoor movie.
There are 3 different movies in 3 different cities. We'll show you where next.
A Minneapolis group is reaching out to Asian ethnic groups in the Northwest Metro to help close what they call a food gap. Dozens of people lined up for fresh produce distributed by Cappy USA in Brooklyn Center. It's an effort to take the food where the people are rather than have them travel to Minneapolis.
There are many of our clientele who live in Northwest and North Minneapolis, and our food shelf is in South Minneapolis, so kind of like a, not in a close proximity where our people live. and we want to reach out to the needs of others who are not able to come to the food shelf.
3 more of these food distribution events are planned in Brooklyn Center in August and September, and while the event is aimed at the Asian population, everyone is invited. A movie night can be taken outdoors this evening.
There are 3 films, all played at outdoor venues all around the Northwest Metro. In Weekend Showcase, Neil Persley takes us around town to show us what's on the big screen.
Who doesn't like the movies? Better yet, who doesn't like movies outside in the summer? If you fall into that crowd, you're in luck, because there are 3 movies being shown outside tonight right in our area.
Well, if you're in the mood for a little crude humor, Maple Grove's got your ticket as they'll be screening The Croods at Town Green Amphitheater.
The Croods is an animated adventure of a prehistoric family during a particularly dangerous time. It's rated PG for some scary chase scenes, but most young viewers can probably handle it. Not to be outdone, the city of Plymouth kicks off their Movies in the Park series with Big Hero 6 at Zachary Playfield.
They should be coming out to the baseball field. We're going to have it out at Zachary Ball Field number 5. They'll want to make sure to bring their chairs and blankets. We'll be right there out on the ball field.
Big Hero 6 came out last year and is about a boy who invented an inflatable robot who becomes the protector of the boy and his brother. In the futuristic fantasy city of San Francisco, it's rated PG for superhero violence, but should be okay for most kids. And finally, Item Homestead in Brooklyn Park features a movie to really crow about.
This Friday we are showing Secondhand Lions, so it's a good family-friendly movie.
And when was the last time you saw a movie on a barn?
We hang up a screen in front of the door, and so we show it on the side of the barn there. We've got concessions, we've got popcorn and root beer floats that people can buy. They can also bring in their own snacks.
Secondhand Lions came out in 2003 and stars Robert Duvall, Michael Caine, and Haley Joel Osment. It's rated PG for some action violence and mild language, but it's my personal favorite, and I wouldn't hesitate taking my whole family.
Item Homestead is a fun and relaxing place to come watch a movie outdoors on the barn. You can bring your blankets, snacks, and remember, if you don't want to become a snack yourself, 2 words: insect repellent. For Weekend Showcase, I'm Neil Persley, 12 News.
And all of the outdoor movies are free and they begin at dusk. So some good ones there.
I'd like to see Secondhand Lions on a barn. They fly
There
a
you
plane
go.
into a barn.
That's absolutely
really
perfect.
cool.
That's all the time we have for now. Thanks for joining us, everyone.
Have a great weekend.